that's somebody on the Football Zone and to a weekend review, reviewing all of this weekend's Premier League and Championship action. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, and we're kicking off in the Premier League with the Saturday lunchtime game where it finished Tottenham 1, Wolves 0. The only goal of the game coming in the 64th minute through Harry Kane, and on the whole, I'd say maybe a draw was a fair result here. Wolves played really well in the first half. Tottenham kind of stepped up in the second half, had a few good chances, but Wolves, I don't think it's a performance deserving of loss. They can't be too disheartened from this, but Spurs, grinding out wins against good sides, that's exactly what they need to be successful this season. A shock result where Leicester 1, Southampton 2 was a score at St Mary's. James Maddison opened scoring in the 54th minute with a lovely free kick before Che Adams with a brace in the 68th and 84th minute sealed the win for Southampton. And Southampton, I would say they were deserving winners here. Really outplayed Leicester in terms of most stats, and that's a big win for them. After a winning start, they'll be pleased with that. Leicester, though, I think it's just showing the desperate need for reinforcements they have at the moment. Really, they need to get it sorted out. Moving on into Fulham 3, Brentford 2 in a crazy game at Craven Cottage. Bobby Reed gave Fulham the lead in the first minute, and then they doubled it in the 20th minute, and Norgard pulled one back in the 44th minute. Tony then had a goal disallowed after half-time, but he roomed that 21 minutes later when he scored again, and then Mitrovic in the 90th minute got the winner for Fulham. Crazy game between the London teams, but Fulham coming out just on top, and they'll be so hard with that. 4th place, what a start to life in the Premier League, and Brentford, they'll be absolutely gutted, especially after last week's heroics. But moving on then to Everton, and they just about grinded out a 1-1 draw with Nottingham Forest. Brennan Johnson gave them the lead in the 81st minute before Damari Gray in the 88th minute equalised. And on the whole, I would say a draw was a fair result here. Not a lot to separate the two sides really. But Everton, I think they'll be frustrated. They'll consider this game they got to win. Only 1 point so far. They'll be disappointed. But Forest, 4 points from the last two. Definitely moving in the right direction now. Palace 3, Aston Villa 1 was the score at Selhurst Park on Saturday, and Watkins gave Villa lead in the 5th minute before Zaha scored. Schlupp then had a goal disallowed with VAR for offside. Zaha then scored a rebound from a penalty, and Mateta in the 71st minute gave Palace the victory. And on the whole, Palace deserving the victory. You have to say, really good performance from them. They're moving in the right direction now. But for Villa, poor performance, and I think the pressure is starting to grow on Steven Gerrard now, to be honest. Prime man the pressure isn't starting to grow on at the moment is Mikel Arteta, as Arsenal easily beat Bournemouth 3-0. Odegaard with a brace, Saliba with a lovely goal as well. Jesus had a goal disallowed for offside, but in the end it made very little difference as Arsenal won quite comfortably. And the top of the Premier League now with Man City dropping points. Who saw that coming? I'm not sure if I did or not, but it certainly was a really impressive performance here, and they're looking good. Bournemouth, after an opening day win, they kind of come crashing down to life, and then another team who needs reinforcements, as do West Ham, as they were defeated 2-0 by Brighton. McAllister from the spot and Trossard, either side of half-time, sealing the win for Brighton, and they were really impressive here. I'd say maybe a draw with fair result, wasn't a lot in the game, but Brighton were just absolutely clinical, which we haven't said too much against Brighton recently, so fair play to them. They play really well here, and they'll be absolutely delighted with that. What a victory for them. But West Ham, like I say, they really do need to sort it out, because it's been a horrendous start to the season. Leeds 3, Chelsea 0 was a score and a shock result on Sunday in the Premier League. Aronson, Rodrigo and Harrison with the goals. Koulibaly also sent off for a second yellow in the 84th minute. And Leeds, what a performance from them. To defeat Chelsea 3-0, that's an outstanding result. And they'll be so happy with that. But Chelsea, after the disappointment in the last minute last weekend, and then this, really poor, and they kind of just need to sort it out really, because they've had a average start to the season, you'd have to say. And finally, Newcastle 3, Man City 3 was the score on a crazy Sunday football in the Premier League. Gundogan gave City the lead in the 5th minute. You thought it'd be easy, but no. Almiron, Wilson, Trippier gave Newcastle a 3-1 lead, but 2 goals in 5 minutes from Haaland and Silva levelled it out. City pushed for the winner, but in the end they couldn't find it. And running off a great result for Newcastle. Even though having a 2-goal lead, they will be frustrated, but to get a point against Man City is unexpected, but a really brilliant result for them. I think they'll be absolutely delighted with that. City, though, frustrated, but not the end of the world. Man United 2, Liverpool 1 was the score in Monday Night Football. And yeah, I mean, what a performance from Man United. Jadon Sancho opened the scoring in the 16th minute with a lovely goal. We need to see more of that from Sancho, because that was like him in the Bundesliga days. And Rashford doubled it in the 53rd minute. Liverpool did lay pressure on when Salah pulled one back, but in the end, Liverpool couldn't find the equaliser. On the whole, I thought United were deserving winners. Really good performance, much needed too. And yeah, that will give them a big boost. But Liverpool, though, just 2 points from 3, and once again, they look really poor here. And yeah, Klopp needs to sort it out, because is it too soon to say the title challenge is already gone? Because personally, I think it could well be. Moving on then to the Friday Night Football in the Championship, where Norwich dispatched Millwall 2-0. Sargent were a brace in the 50th and 75th minute. And yeah, on the whole, Norwich are deserving the victory for me. Really, really good performance from them. Millwall kind of outclassed, really. I kind of expected more from Millwall. I thought they'd be really on a high after that incredible comeback against Swansea last night. But you know, it wasn't been. Norwich now they're starting to click under Dean Smith, and that's very positive signs for them. And yeah, they'll be looking to really build momentum in the last game before the break. Swansea were beaten 2-0 at home by Luton on Saturday. Goals either side of half-time from Campbell and Morris, and yeah, a really good one for Luton. Swansea probably had more of the game, but Luton with 5 shots on goal compared to Swansea's 2, and they were clinical when it mattered. So that's a really good victory for them. Swansea just needs to get more shots away, or just create better chances, because at the moment they're not doing that. But for Luton, like I say, really clinical. First win of the season, they need to build on that now. West Brom 5, Hull 2 with a scoring of a frantic game at the Hawthorns. Elder own goal, Swift, Furlong, Grant gave West Brom a 4-0 lead before Hull pulled one back. O'Shea then got another, and Estupinian scored 2 for Hull. But in the end, it wasn't enough. West Brom winning comfortably and really showing what they can do when they click, and I think that will give them hope. But they need to continue that 4-1 now. As for Hull, kind of a bit of a weak out call really after a brilliant start to the season, you do have to say. But moving on then to Stoke 0, Sunderland 1 at the Bet365 Stadium. The only goal coming in the first half stoppage time for Stewart, and Sunderland in the end held on. Quite an even game, I'd say. Maybe a draw, fair result. But you know, Sunderland, fair play to them, they held on. The pressure will grow on Michael O'Neill now. And yeah, I mean, he does have a lot to answer for, because it was already looking for him at the end of the last season. They've started off this season really poorly. But for Swansea, after a loss in midweek, great way to respond, and they're looking really good so far this season. Sheffield United 3, Blackburn 0 was the score at Bramall Lane in the Championship on Saturday. Norwood and Dye with a brace with the goals for Sheffield United, and yeah, they just absolutely blitzed Blackburn. It all was going sailing, wasn't it, for John Dow Thomason's men before Wednesday, but ever since those 2 losses in a row, and they've gone downhill Sunday, and they need to get out of it. But for Sheffield United, yeah, what can you say, really? An absolute brilliant start to the season, and I think they'll be absolutely delighted with it, really. Reading 1, Middlesbrough 0 was the score at the Select Car Leasing Stadium on Saturday. Tyrese Forney with the only goal of the game. And yeah, Reading on the whole, I think Middlesbrough pushed for the equaliser, but in the end, only 3 shots on goal, didn't create much, and Reading defended really well, deserving of their victory, and up to 3rd. Who'd have said that at the beginning of the season, with all their restrictions and stuff like that? So they'll be absolutely delighted with that, I think. But Middlesbrough, 23rd, pre-season relegation favourites. It's really not clicking for them at all at the moment, is it? Moving on then to QPR 1, Rotherham 1 at Loftus Road. Ogbonna gave Rotherham the lead in the 33rd minute, but Willock equalised 10 minutes later on the stroke of half time. QPR pushed for a win in the second half, but couldn't get it. And yeah, Rotherham held on, and yeah, another really solid result for Rotherham. And I think they'll just be absolutely delighted with their start. I think they're still unbeaten, plus 4 goal difference, looking really, really good at the moment. I think they're absolutely delighted with it. QPR though, another frustrating result. Preston 0, Watford 0 was the score at Deepdale, and yeah, it continues Preston's incredible run of just having very low scoring matches so far. Quite an even game, and yeah, I'd say a draw was the fair result here. I mean, Preston's run there is just ridiculous. I think they've won 1 game 1-0 and drawn the rest. I mean, it's consistency, but yeah, absolute madness. Watford though will be frustrated with players coming out of their squad, as well with rumoured transfers. They'll want to get wins on the board early as well. Burnley 3, Blackpool 3 was the score at Burnley's ground, I've forgotten the name, Turf Moor, that's the one. Brownhill Teller gave Burnley a 2-0 lead before Blackpool brought one back. Teller got another goal, but in the second half, goals from Lavery and Yates made it 3-3. There was a bit of a scuffle involving Ian Maatson, which saw him get sent off as well as a Blackpool player. But on the whole, I'd say draw maybe was a fair result here, and I think Blackpool were absolutely delighted. Burnley, though, really can't be affording to let those leads slip. Birmingham 0, Wigan 1 was the score at St Andrews on Saturday, and yeah, Bennett was sent off in the 10th minute, even though when the Birmingham players running through it didn't touch him. Really poor decision on that from the ref. But in the second half, Wigan just kept on going. Charlie White assisting Broadhead in the 82nd minute to give Wigan an unlikely win considering the scenario. And how good was to see Charlie White back on the football pitch and assisting a winning goal as well. Just brilliant after everything he's been through, and what a win for Wigan that is. Birmingham, though, that's unacceptable to be honest. Bristol City 2, Cardiff City 0 was the score on Sunday in the derby in the Championship. Goals from Conway and Atkinson, and yeah, Bristol City for me deserving of the victory. Really, really strong performance. They'll be absolutely delighted with that because Cardiff made a strong start to the season, but yeah, that's a statement victory showing that they can be a really, really good side this season. So yeah, like I said, I think they'll be absolutely delighted with that, and a fantastic win for them. But yeah, Cardiff, they all need to sort that one out. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. So like, yes, go thoughts, comments down below, and follow this for daily football news and scores. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.